Hey guys, good morning. So, of course, since y'all are pre-AP, y'all are going to have a second lesson for this week. So, the second lesson for this week is solving two-step equations. So, our learning target is I can solve two-step equations with algebraic reasoning. Now, solving one and two-step equations are very similar, but when solving two-step equations, we want to follow the order of operations in reverse. So addition and subtraction is going to come before multiplication and division. Now, as you can see right here, I included a QR code for your favorite math antics, so you can see a video. Okay, so our criteria for success are still our goal is to isolate the variable. Our first step is going to be to add or subtract a number in order to isolate the variable. And step 2 is going to be to multiply or divide to solve for the variable. Step 3, you're going to check your answer by plugging in. Now remember, this is super important. To maintain equality, we must perform the same operation on both sides of the equation. What we do to one side, we must do to the other. So let's take a look at a few examples. So our first example, 2x minus 7 equals 3. Remember, our goal is to isolate the variable. So step 1, since the addition and subtraction needs to be removed first, we need to get rid of negative 7. To do that, we need to perform the inverse operation of subtraction. So we need to add 7 to both sides. When we do that, we end up with 2x equals 10. Step 2, next we need to get rid of the multiplication and division. Since we have 2x, the inverse operation of multiplication is division. So we need to divide both sides by 2, which will get us x equals 5. And step 3, we're going to check it out. We're going to plug in our x variable to make sure it's correct. So since we know that x equals 5, we're just going to plug it in. So 2 times 5 minus 7 equals 3. So we know that 2 times 5 is 10. 10 minus 7 is 3. So that is correct. 3 does equal 3. Let's look at a real world scenario. So Aaliyah had $24 to spend on 7 notebooks for school. After her purchase, she had $10 left over. How much did each notebook cost? Now remember, we always want to apply cubes. So we want to circle our keywords, or our key numbers, underline our question, box in any math action words, and then we'll solve from there. So what we need to figure, we need to figure out what our equation will be. Now, a way to do this is to break it up into what do we know and what do we want to know. So we know she started with $24. She needed to buy 7 notebooks, and after her purchase, she had $10 left. Now, what do we want to know? How much did each notebook cost? From what we know, we can figure out the following equation. 24 minus 7x equals 10. First, she started with $24. We know that each notebook costs $7, but what we don't know is how many notebooks she bought. So that's represented by x. Last, we know that she had $10 left after she bought the 7 notebooks. Now finally, we're going to solve for x. So first step, we're going to subtract 24 from both sides, which will leave us with negative 7x equals negative 14. Since we have multiplication here, the opposite is going to be division. So we're going to divide both sides by 7, which will get us to x equals 2. Now, did you notice when I divided two negative numbers, I got a positive number? Don't forget our integer rules, okay? So let's check it. 24 minus 7 times 2 equals 10. We know that 7 times 2 is 14, so 24 minus 14 equals 10. and 10 equals 10, so our answer does check out. Okay, guys, so next is just going to be your practice. I will upload those problems for you to do. If you have any questions, please remember, just send me a message or you can rewind the video. Have a great week, guys.